Hello, how's everybody doing? This is Jennifer with Canvas Sign Designs, and every Tuesday at 10 a.m., I am live to do some lettering and painting and whatever creative thing that I have going on for that day. So if you are jumping on, say hello. Let me know who is here watching. Let me know where you're watching it from. Good morning. I'm just going to pull up my Facebook here on my phone so I can see. If you have not given StreamYard your permission, in the description of the live, it will have a little link, and if you'll just go give StreamYard your permission, they can show me your name, because I am on StreamYard streaming this. I'm not on Facebook, so everybody else can see your name, but I might not be able to see your name. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Hey, Cassie. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, Mary. Hey, Cassie and Roslyn. Thanks for watching. Hey, Jackie. How are y'all doing today? Okay, so I gotta just be real. Hey, Donna. I gotta be honest with you guys. So I almost canceled this today because I am running so far behind. I have to get my monthly stuff out for my lettering group, the Happy Lettering Club. You guys, I am almost done getting the stuff in. So I'm going to get it in. It's the first. At the first of every month, I give them a new calendar with training classes and dates and a schedule and downloads so they can print off some worksheets and all of the good things. And I almost canceled this because I was like, I've got to get this done, get it finished. But then I didn't want to cancel on you guys because I really wanted to say hi and see how y'all were doing. So I thought, you know what? I am also today shipping out workbooks that people have ordered, hand lettering workbooks. And so I thought, you know what? I will do my live, and I've been like writing little notes on these and putting people's names. And so I thought, you know what? I'll just come live and let y'all watch me do that. You know, it's lettering. It's lettering. So yeah, if oh, Candy. Well, I am glad that you are here watching right now, Candy. And yeah. Hey, Patricia. Let's see who was. Hey, Dixie. We have someone from Ohio watching. I can't see your name, so I can't say hello to you by name, but I see you. Hello. So anyway, I was trying to kind of make these cute and, you know, letter people's names on them as I ship them out. And so I thought, you know what, I'll just bring y'all along with me on the ride for that. And that way I don't have to cancel and we're here, right? So I've had lots of orders for lettering workbooks, and I am so behind to getting this out. So if you are watching or catching the replay, by the way, if you're catching the replay, do a little hashtag replay for me so I can see who I'm talking to, or I can see who is watching. Sorry. Anyway, if you ordered a workbook, they are, you know, I'm behind. I'm behind because I had a few reels go viral and I got a whole bunch of workbooks orders come in and I was not prepared. So I have been getting them out as quickly as I can, but I print them all here myself and, you know, ship them all out. And so normally it does not take this long. If you're watching and you ordered a workbook, I'm so very sorry. They are coming. They are coming. So anyway, I was just trying to kind of write fun little notes on here. Little thank you. I think it's nice to get something in the mail that just has some like writing on it, or has your name on it, right? Like, it just makes it a little bit more special. It does take a little bit longer to get this stuff out when I do that, but sorry for the pause. Sometimes, oops, I dotted the N. Do you see that? Sorry, Ginger. Hey, Tammy. Okay, so Tammy, if you guys give StreamYard your permission, sometimes you just got to exit out of Facebook and then come back in. I know it's a pain. I'm sorry. You don't have to do it this time. Just put Tammy next to your comments if you're leaving a comment so I can see who it is. But it's kind of a pain, but they just don't want to, they want your permission for me to see your name since it's on StreamYard and not Facebook. So I get that. I get that. So anyway, and I don't get all super, super fancy with this because, there's a lot of these workbooks that I got to get out, and lettering takes a little bit of time. And if I got really crazy with it, I would spend all day long lettering these and not mailing them out. So, oh, hey, Tammy. Tammy, how are you? I know, I don't know why StreamYard does that, but or you have to go out and go back in, but you got to cover up the shipping on that. So I have white and brown. I've had to keep ordering supplies because I keep running out, which is super fabulous. So some of you might have, I got this little pack of, well, it's actually a big pack of different washi tapes. It's just like a paper tape you can use like on cards and stuff. And I just thought it would be fun, to decorate the outside of the envelope here. Should probably write your name first. I can talk and write thank you because I've written thank you a dozen times. But sometimes when I talk and I'm doing lettering, like my brain can't do you ever have something like you can't, what's that thing where, y'all remember where people used to be like, pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time? Like it's hard for your brain to kind of like do those two movements at the same time. That's how I feel with lettering and talking. If I'm talking about what I'm lettering, if I'm like, okay, now make your A like this, then I can do it. If I'm doing a whole new like conversation at the same time, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes I just say random things. Exactly, Dixie, exactly, squirrel. Hey, Leanne, how are you? Hey, Donna, welcome. I am busy. I am busy, Dixie, but it's a good busy, and I love it, and it's fabulous. I will take it. I'm busy doing fun stuff, but yeah. So I've had these workbooks for a long time. This is like several years. I've added to them over the years. So, I used to, prior to 2020, I did in-person lettering classes. And so I had these workbooks for that. And then over the years, I've just kind of like added more to them. And so they've been on my site for a long time, but I don't really talk about them a whole lot. And so I had those reels. Hopefully I don't misspell somebody's name on these envelopes. I had some reels, go viral. And so people went to my website and they ordered the workbook. It's fabulous. I've had to keep ordering like paper, and I ordered this binding machine because I thought, you know what, I'm getting all these orders. I'm going to order a binding machine so I can bind these like with a little spiral, at the top. And it was supposed to be in last week. And of course, that's the one item Amazon is like, we don't know what happened. So it's an unexpected delay. And then, it should be here between this day and this day, which was like Friday and yesterday. I finally had to cancel it. I finally canceled it on Sunday and just reordered a new one. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna have to send these out without the spiral on them. And I didn't want to do that, but that is another reason why I was a little delayed. So hopefully people will understand and not just think that I don't know what they would think, but just that, that I was slow or whatever. Let's see, should I do? What's about this? Connect that since I didn't leave myself enough room. Now, normally I might go back in and thicken up these downstrokes, but again, anybody who letters or has tried lettering, like that takes a long time. Like it takes a while, and then I would be here all day long. So I just think it's fun to get something in the mail with, something a little personal on it. That's kind of the nice thing about ordering from a small business, right? That, it's not a big company that is just, slapping something in a box. Like it just reminds you that this is from just a regular old person. Hey, Heather. Heather says, when I get your packages from Sign Maker Society, I always love seeing your beautiful lettering on the outside. It's like a little ray of sunshine. Yay. I know. I try to like make little stickers. They go with the theme of the month. Some months I don't make it on there, but I make these little, just because these are cute, I gotta show you. Sometimes I try to. Some months I, fail miserably, but I try. So I make these like little stickers here. Or like one month we did a sunshine thing, and so I put this sticker on there. And then let's see, one month we did strawberries, so I put that on there. It's fun. That is the fun. Oh, one month we did bee, like a bumble, like a bee sign. And so I did this, I just think it's just fun. That's fun. That's a fun kind of stuff you can do if you know how to hand letter. It just allows you to, just dress up anything, right? Because I feel like a lot of times the presentation is more exciting sometimes than what's inside of the gift, like if you have this like super cute, like packaged gift that maybe has like some little personal touches on it, you almost just like want to look at the gift and you just don't even want to open it, right? Like it's so cute. Hey, Robin, how are you? I caught some of your video the other day with the little pencils on the tags, and that was such a good idea. I didn't have time to stop and maybe I commented. I don't know. But those were really, really cute. Dixie said the personal touches go a long way. I think so, Dixie, because, you know, like, oh, I'm sorry you're sick, Leanne. Boo. That's okay, Tammy. Thank you. Sometimes people will put an angry face, and I'm like, was that an accident, or are they mad about something? What's happening there? Welcome from Bangladesh. We love seeing that. Just as exciting. There you go, Jackie. It's just as exciting to see the packaging. Patty said she just popped on to say hi and see what you're doing. Husband has doctor's appointments today. Well, thanks for saying hi, Patty. I am lettering out. I'm shipping out a whole bunch of lettering workbooks. And so I'm just writing something, you know, little messages on the outside. Because I'm running behind, you'll have to work with me today. Yeah, Robin, I would have never thought to do pencil tags with, or pencils out of those tags. That was such a good creative idea. We just got so many creative people around here. I just tell you what, I learn stuff every day from the ladies in my group, and then you guys posting your projects. Like, you know, when I ask what y'all have been working on, like, y'all are some creative people, and you give me ideas all the time. Let's see. If I just stop talking, just bear with me. I'm just trying to concentrate on this stuff here. With a little ridge there. I'm going to blame it on the ridge, and here I did 2 exclamation marks, but that's okay. I think that, like, you know, going back to the gifts and the personalization on the gifts, like, it doesn't even have to be perfect. I think it's, you know, it's because of the way things are now, we don't get like a lot of personalized stuff anymore, right? Like, so much is electronic, or, you know, you give somebody a gift and you just give them a gift card. And I think that, like, it's nice just to get something, just to, like, it's like when you get a card or a letter in the mail, right? Like, you don't get those anymore. So it's, when you do get them, it's like a special thing. It's like, oh, you know, just puts a little something different in your day. So that's why I like to do something cute on the outside of these, if I can. Sometimes I can't, but I like to. It takes a little longer and it's a little more time, but I think it just, I don't know. I think it just lets people know they're more than just a number, you know. Another thing, I think it's really, just gonna stop talking in mid-sentence. But I was like sloping this way, and so I'm like, okay, how I have to keep on doing that. I'm like, ugh, I'm misspelling this name. I also think, okay, to finish that sentence, resume. I also feel like, especially with hand lettering, like, these are hand lettering workbooks, and I do this for a living. Sometimes we get the perception by seeing things online that, you know, everybody who hand letters does everything perfectly the first time, just everything's beautiful, or, you know, let's, like, Facebook, like the videos that we do, the reels, we only have, I think it's, might be a minute and a half, I can't remember, a minute and a half to do those videos, so we have to speed things up, right? Because I would get through like 2 letters if I did it in real time, in a minute and a half. So I think it gives the false idea that we're just like, you know, make it look perfect really, really fast. And so I think it's nice to get a little note like this on your package, because my lettering is not, this is faster and more hurried. So there are imperfections in it. And I think that there's a level of comfort to people to see that, you know, like, oh, okay, well, like her lines aren't perfectly straight. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it would just make somebody feel better about the process, a little more comfortable, because things aren't perfect. I mean, from far away, it looks fabulous. I'm not saying it doesn't look fabulous, but you can see like close up, like there's, you know, like this is all a little bit more crooked. You know, it's just, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like it's not as perfect and finished. It's not like the finished product that you might see online, you know? So, you know, I don't know. Yes, Leanne, exactly. Just the thought that somebody went the little extra mile, you know. I think it's important, like I said, it just makes somebody feel like, you know, they're not just a number, right? That there's a person behind the product that created the product, that is shipping out the product. And there's just, you know, there's just something about that. It gets harder as you get busier and you grow, but I think if you can at least try to incorporate that into on a few days, you know, you might not have to do it every single one or all the time, but you could just at least, I don't know, I just feel like it just makes, it might make you smile when you open up the mailbox and see that, right? Thank you, Deb. It is personal, and it's just nice, you know, it's just nice to see. Just something different and exciting. So when I order, so I use these like Red Aspen nails, and they are basically they're nails. Y'all remember Lee press-on nails back in the day? They're nicer Lee press-on nails. They're nails that you glue on. And my hands are on the camera all the time, and I don't have time to go get them done, nor do I have, like, it costs a lot to go get them done all the time. So I can either polish them or, you know, whatever I decide to do. My nails need to look decent. My daughter just walked in, sorry. My nails need to look decent. And where was I going with that? Oh, the company, Red Aspen, every time they mail you a new shipment, they have these cute little cards. I didn't copy what it said, but I copied the idea of it. They have these cute little inserts, right? Like, and every time I get a package from them, their little insert says something different. It might say, you know, I don't know, something about fall or whatever is that month, or it just might say something like sweet and cheery. I kept a lot of them for a while, but I think I finally got rid of them. But anyway, they would have like a little message on them. And, you know, the first time it was like, oh, that's cute. And then the second time, oh, that's cute. And then it was almost like, I wonder what is my little message going to say this time, you know? So I had ordered these, like these little cards here. And this one says hello. And like I made all these and just ordered them. So it's my lettering. And I try to put some of these in orders. Sometimes I'm running low, so these workbooks don't have them, but, and I just think it like, you know, I just I think like for me as a customer, I was like starting to like look forward to opening that package because I wanted to see what note was on there. And I'm like, okay, like it just puts a little excitement into your day. Dixie said it's also attached to good customer service, and these days that gets less and less. Oh, yes, it does. You get decent customer service is hard to find, much less good customer service, right? So yeah, and then another example would be a long time ago. This is another thing I wanted to do with my subscription group. I just got to figure out how to quickly do it. But I used to get these subscriptions in the mail called Birchbox, and it's like hair products or skin products or makeup, and they would send you like 10 little items a month, and they were just like sample items, and it was like $10. So a lot of times I could use like the samples, and it would save me from having to go get makeup or whatever, you know. So I would just use the little samples, and it's just fun to get something in the mail, right? And they always, this is my name. I should be able to do it while I'm talking, but I never do my actual name. I always just do Jen. Look, I left out an I. It's my own name. So you see, you guys, I do this. If I ever say I'm talking and lettering and I don't want to misspell something, this is an example. I misspelled my own name on a package. It happens. Okay. So now I'm going to be like, sorry. She's going to be like all excited to see her pretty name, and then there's going to be, I might have to repackage that. Or just put, oops, I'm I'm a person and that's my actual name and I misspelled it. What is the matter with me? See, I can't just talk. Anyway, Birchbox used to, when they would send you a package, yeah, this is a real person. This is not, they would put like in the title, they would have your name. So they would have like, to the amazing Jennifer Radin. And like the next month they would say, to the dashing Jennifer Radin. And then, you know, to the creative Jennifer Radin. And I used to be so excited to see what headline that they were going to use the next month, because it was just like, it was something a little different. It was just like, you know, like, you don't expect to see that, right? On a box, you're just expecting to see your name. And so it was like that, just that little tagline, that descriptive tagline was exciting. Like, it doesn't take much, you know, like just to add something a little different and a little extra that just like, you know. Tammy said her sister is Jennifer with one N. She thinks her mom misspelled it. Like on the birth certificate. Your sister probably gets that, her name misspelled all the time. All the time. Like, she should probably just go by Jen too, right? I've seen it spelled Jenniffer, and then I'm thinking, like, if your name is spelled that way, I'm like, I don't mean anything. Also, this needed to go right here, but like you think like some people are just trying to go like outside of the box and just do something different with their kid, but then it ends up like causing all kinds of problems for them for their whole life. Because their whole life they're having to like, no, that's not the way you spell it. About once every 6 months, I'll misspell something on a project. You can come say hi, but that's not. We have one more week until Abby starts kindergarten. Mommy is super excited because I'm gonna have the days. Gonna have the days to work, and then that way, with peace and quiet, no interruptions, and then when Abby, Daddy doesn't interrupt me, so. Sometimes, but not a whole lot. And then when Abby's home, Mommy can just concentrate on Abby, and it's just going to be really good for both of us. Can you say good morning?
Good morning.
This is Abby here. Some of you have seen her artwork on your packing slips, or, you know, sometimes she'll come in here and like scribble something on the packing slip.
Every day, kind of give Mom peace and quiet.
Sometimes you give me peace and quiet.
Yeah, I make bracelets.
Yeah, true.
You have to help me put the things together.
Yes, usually Abby's projects usually lead to Mom doing something. They never just stay Abby's projects.
And almost every day I'm starting to make bracelets, stuff like that. Made every bracelet last night.
Can y'all hear her? I hopefully you can hear her. And
What is girl?
I need to have Abby on here so she can talk to y'all while I let her, and then you can have something.
Yeah, I can do that right now.
You can have somebody to talk to. This feels like it looks weird because I just don't think I let her that name very often. So I'm like, did I misspell this name? You know.
Mom.
Deb said the kindergarten will be fun, Abby. Yes, she's gonna love it too because I know, you know, she gets bored here.
I always get bored every day, all day.
Yes, you
because
do.
Number one, I have no one to play with. Every day I just have to play with.
Can y'all hear her? Hopefully, I don't. You might want to come over here if you're talking so they can hear you.
Every day I have like nothing to do. Number one, I have no one to play with.
Don't bump my table though.
Number one, I have no one to play with. Number two, I just have to play with Mom every day.
Yeah, she gets bored because my other two daughters are older. So Abby is she's just here. It's just us. And so she gets terribly bored. So she's going to love school because she's going to be so excited that she gets to play with other kids and go to recess.
What about on the weekends?
Just not on the weekends, but then you'll be home and it will be like nice because you haven't been home all week. And so you won't be like tired of the stuff that you have here to play with. It will be like, oh, yay, I get to play with my Barbies, or, you know. Stuff like that. So yesterday she made a bunch of bracelets. And she got to go school shopping for some of her supplies.
Can I show them?
No, because no, because there's some bags over there now. Yeah, you can go get them. You probably want to show them the notebooks, right?
Let's see. I'll find something. Oh, probably not just. I want to pick something.
So I have my older daughter came by. I mean, not my older daughter, my middle daughter, my 18-year-old. She came by yesterday, and she just loves like, you know, just all the school stuff with that. Like, she's like, can I take her shopping? Can I take her school shopping? So I was like, you know what? Yeah, here's her school supply list. Go take her school supply shopping. So they went to Walmart yesterday and got school supplies, and it was super nice. It was helpful. with the exception of she was like, well, you know how on school supply lists they'll tell you like 3 erasers, but the erasers only come in packs of 2, so then you have to buy extra to get that one, and it's always like, why don't you just say 4 erasers or 2 erasers? You know, y'all probably know because it's just been like that for years, right? And so she was like, you know, so you just buy extra, right? Just get the amount and you just have extra left over or whatever. I used to save them for the next year, knowing that that was, again, going to happen, and then I would have extra. But, it's been a while since I've had an elementary school kid. Hang on. So she took her, and then she was like, well, they said, 10 packs of 24 crayons, and that's just dumb. They don't need all those. They don't need all those crayons. So I just only got 4. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like, you just get the amount. And she's like, no, they're just using that for other kids that didn't bring supply. And I'm like, just get the amount, please. So there's still a few things I have to go and get because she, was trying to make the parenting decisions for me, but whatever. She got the bulk of it anyway. She is ready for school. She is so exciting. Hey, April, welcome. So these are my lettering workbooks. I got a whole bunch of orders for lettering workbooks over the past few weeks. So I'm just adding some cute little things to the outside of the packages. And because I am just running behind, normally I would do a project and not something like this, but normally, oh no, I just said that. I also say that sometimes when I'm talking and lettering, either the words are not coming out right or I misspell things because I misspelled something earlier. So if I just pause in the middle of lettering, that's why. But normally I would do a project showing you guys something or teaching you something, but I needed to get this done and I didn't want to cancel. So I thought, you know what? Here y'all are going to come with me today. Y'all are going to work with me. I wanted to say hi though, I look forward to the lives because, y'all are my friends. And I like to chit chat with y'all. Yes, Abby, what were you going to say?
How much books should I?
Oh, you can show them all 3 if you want. It's completely fine.
All of them?
Yes.
First one.
Well, you'll have to bring them over here. Leanne said her son is like that too. He wants her to have a baby so he'll have someone to play with, but he doesn't understand the reason why he is the only kid. Yes. Abby wants a sibling, but mommy's too old. Mommy's too old. I have a 27-year-old, an 18-year-old, and Abby. Then there's Abby. So I'm done. She's going to show y'all her composition notebooks that she picked out for school.
Here's the first one.
That one is so pretty. I love that. I love the colors. I love the pink and the mint.
I don't really want to use this when I'm at school and it's spring.
When it's springtime, that's going to be your springtime journal.
Springtime what?
But who doesn't like school shopping? School supply shopping is always, well, okay. As a mom,
Second one?
you might not like it because, But as a kid, it's so fun going school supply shopping. Michelle said that's very pretty. So that one's pretty. I love that. The blue. I love blue and pink.
I really want to use this one for fall.
Oh, that's going to be your fall notebook.
It looks like spring body.
I have another Jennifer.
This one is for fall too.
Yeah, to describe it to
Actually,
them. Tell them about it.
This one is winter.
Which one is that? Oh yeah, that looks like a fall or a winter book.
Yeah, this is a winter book because this kind of looks like snow. And let's see, I need this side.
Maybe that can be your everyday one.
Oh, this one? This one's my favorite.
I strongly dislike doing lowercase f's, by the way.
The last one that I showed you is my most favorite.
Yes. Oh, your Little Mermaid one.
And I've been begging it to come on.
I know, and she's also begging to use that.
And
She doesn't want to wait for school. She wants to use, she's like, can I just tear out one paper? And I'm like, no.
wow, I like the movie.
Patricia said those are beautiful, and Michelle likes all those too. Robin said, I'm 50, I have an adult son, but I would love to go school supply shopping for me. I know. That's why it wasn't good. I was like, I'll let you take her school supply shopping, because school supply shopping usually equates in mom getting some stuff too, which is awesome, but I do not need anything.
These papers right here.
I do not need to spend money. That's really, I can say I need things all day, but that's it.
I really don't like this kind of paper.
The lines paper.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but that's what you're gonna be in school for. Is you're gonna learn how to.
Well, I really like the full white ones.
So that you can just do whatever you want on it.
I just really like it better because they're all white.
Well, you know that paper with all the lines in it is going to help you when you're learning how to write. It's going to help you keep all your letters straight.
Can I draw my name in school?
You will. I didn't think about this, but this is a good example of a lot of people want to know sometimes why when I'm lettering, why I might put a random capital letter in the middle of a word, or do one like a random printed word in the middle of a name. This is a good example of like why I do that, is because this D and this R, you've got this situation going on here, and they're like competing for that space, and it puts this odd gap right here. And had I been thinking about it, I wouldn't have done this loop. I would have just done a straight line so that I could have, I'm like looking around for something to letter on.
Can I do another one for someone?
Oh, Abby.
What?
Sure. I would have done, okay, don't bump me. You're just starting to get a little too comfortable. I might have done like this so that I could bring that R. So I could bring these two closer together. You see, it just doesn't look as awkward. Or I might have done, this is why I like lettering stuff like this. And just doing practice for these lives, because it gives me an opportunity to teach y'all stuff that maybe I'm not thinking about that I need to say. Does that make sense? When it's scripted, when your lessons are scripted, sometimes it's just nice to just kind of do freehand stuff, because then you think of things like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a situation that might happen, So I might do that too, which apparently bothers a lot of people. And if you're one of those people, I'm sorry, just pretend like I didn't do a capital D in the middle of the word. A lot of people love it and a lot of people hate it. I've learned recently on some of my lives, which they like to let me know that they do not like that. I mean, not my lives, my reels, which is cool. If you don't like it, then you don't have to do that. But anyway, that might be a situation that you would run into that I might just substitute. Some letters are just, they don't fit, especially with the R's, you know, having this little loop here. Sometimes it can be hard to put those in certain words. So Leanne said when she went school supply shopping with her son, but ended up buying cute folders and notebooks for me. I know. I went to go get binder clips at Walmart last week, and I came back with the new sketchbook, which I don't need because I have a billion. A big desk calendar. Don't necessarily need that, but it was cute. It was so cute. And I'm just like, I just came in for binder clips. Like, stay out of the aisles.
All right.
I love supplies, like office supplies, craft supplies, notepads, pens, paper clips, all the cute, like, what is it about that stuff that we just love? I love it. I love it. One day I want to design my own. One day I want to design my own because I just, you know, have all kinds of cute ideas. Jody said connecting E and R at the end of her last name is troublesome. I love E and R. I'm going to show you how I do it. Sorry, hang on just one second. Because I do my R's so like big, I will do like an E, and I bring this loop here. I mean, it would have to match the style of the rest of the word, but that's how I do. You're bumping the table. That is how I do my E and R, because yeah, R's got this like weird this situation going. And so when you're trying to make them all even, like in traditional handwriting, it puts a, like, it can put a bigger space in between two letters, which might look odd. So I just take this loop and I just pull it over the E right here. So the E is kind of nestled under the R, and it works out good for me and my style of lettering. I also do the same things with O's and R's. Really any letter in R. I've just started making my R's just really big in the middle of, obviously not right there, in the middle, like in the middle of the word or whatever. I just make my R's kind of exaggerated and big, and it works. It's just, it helps me to fit it in. So anytime you see my lettering and you're wondering like, what made her make that one letter, really big, or what made her make that one letter print, or it's usually like a spacing issue or like a fitting together issue. Like something is off and it doesn't fit together the way I want it to, or I'm trying to fit a really long word in a short space. So printed caps take up less room than, you know, like a cursive D, you know, like this printed D takes up less space than this. So, okay, why don't you go play?
All
right. You can show them that while I finish lettering this, and then I want you to go play, okay? We're really, really good for a while. And then we start bumping the table and, you know, all kinds of good stuff.
So first, I got this.
Ooh, expo markers. That's obviously for the teacher.
And the
You're not going to get to use those.
The colors are red, blue, green, black, blue, black.
Nice.
There's 2 blacks and 2 blues. Next, I got these pens.
Oh yes, you gotta have the staple yellow pens.
And it says USA.
USA, made in the USA.
Oh.
That's what that means. They're telling you it was made in America.
I got these markers.
Everybody loves some markers, right?
Mm-hmm. And there are 10 markers.
And by the way, Crayola, if you're learning how to hand letter, Crayola makes these and the super tips. They work great to start out if you don't want to buy bunch of like expensive things.
Like mom markers to letters.
Mom markers.
Like Foodnoski markers.
Foodnoski markers, that's right. Please don't bump the table.
First, I got these rainbow crayons.
Yes.
And I got different kind of crayons. Some mermaid kinds.
We got some pastel crowns. Not sure if the teachers are, not sure if that's what she's supposed to get, but you know, big sister thought they were cute. So, yeah, no. Keep going.
Okay. Last one.
T's are hard too, so usually I do. I'm sorry, I just gotta say this real quick. Sometimes I just make it a little bit taller, so it's let's see, and I do that a little bit higher, so it's like a capital T. Just because I don't like the cursive. I don't like the. I just don't like that. I don't like that kind of T. So I'll either just do a T like that, or I just do a bigger T and just, you know, call it a day. Some people don't like that, but I don't know. I don't like the regular T. Okay, all right. Keep going. Is that? Yes, and I love that it's smooth. This is actually a really cool pencil box, you guys. Look. This part opens. How cute is that? You can open it that way or open it this way. Like I'm feeling like I just want this for myself. Can I have it?
No. Fire.
And I like how it's smooth, so I will letter her name really cute with some like acrylic paint pens on here. Maybe I'll do a little segment of like labeling your kids' school supplies and how cute you can do that.
You write my name on everything.
I do.
That's not
I
fair.
do. Truth be told, I chose your name. I had to make sure I lettered her name first when we were picking out what to name her. I had to make sure that I could write it really pretty. I had to pass that test first. Because, you know.
No, I didn't even know this can open. I didn't even.
I know. It's really awesome.
And I can't open it. I'll probably teach you.
It's actually easier than what you think. You just do this. Leanne, go get your backpack, Abby. Deb wants to know if you got a backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a little segment on lettering, writing your kids' names on their stuff. Jody says, as a former teacher, I appreciate the dedication to getting Crayola. Yes. You know what, Jody? I saw somebody put, I'm going to have to steal this, but I saw somebody put like something like, I love going school supply shopping, and it had like little boxes for all the different supplies, and it had some like the rose art crayons. So on all the other stuff it says, I love getting you, I love getting you, I love getting you, and then it had the box for the rose art, and it said, not you, I love getting you. And I just thought it was so funny. This is Abby's backpack. We got it was either this or some like, obnoxious unicorn something or another. So we have this right here. But big sisters love this because they were Powerpuff Girl fans when they were little, and so it worked out well. And this, my sweet customer Patty, she was on here earlier. She made these, embroidered these little tags, and mailed them to Abby. Isn't that so sweet? So we were very excited to get those because we can just put them on her backpack now. Her old backpack she had for preschool had her name embroidered on it. So this was so perfect because I had nothing to label her cute little bag with. So yeah, that's her backpack.
But mom made me have my backpack that says my name for 2
Because
years.
it was cute. I ordered it with her name embroidered on it, and she wanted to bring this like Frozen backpack to preschool, and I was like, no, I've got this cute flowery backpack with your name embroidered on it. You gotta take it.
The people at school have them, and I just have my
I
name.
know. but your name
That's
is just
boring.
really, really pretty though. I know. I try to be better, y'all. Like this is girl number 3. My first daughter, God bless her heart, I was picked out everything. And I was like, no, you can't have that. You gotta have this because it's cute. I was young, it's just, I wanted her to have cute stuff, not realizing that, I should just let her like be a kid. And then daughter number 2, it was like, sometimes I did that, but I got a little bit more creative on how like, what if we got this and you did this, or let's compromise, or let's, whatever. And, or she would just put up such a fight that I would be like, forget it, just have whatever. And this one, I'm trying to be better about just letting her do her own thing, have her own things. And if she wants some crazy something or another, just get it. You're happy. It makes you feel good. You're happy. The things you learn from being a young mom to an old mom, like, a younger mom. And, as you see your kids grow up and you can kind of try to like control what they wear. I'm not saying that I don't care what my kids wear, but obviously there's a line. But bye, Leanne. Thanks for hanging out. You try to like control what they wear. Like you want them to like, oh, don't wear this, which is what all the kids like. You want them to wear what all the adults like, because let's just be honest, like you are, you want your kids to represent you or whatever. Like it is a selfish motive, right? Like, and we all like, you want your kids to be cute and you want all the other moms to think your kids are cute and whatever. But you just realize that you can kind of control who they hang out with or what they wear. But once they get to a certain age, like they're going to come into their own no matter what. So you can do everything that you want up into a certain age, and that's fine. But like, they're just going to go back to who they are. Like, you can't fight that. So something I've learned just as I've gotten older, like that, although you want them to look all put together and cute and wearing the most stylish stuff, like that's just really not what's important. What's important is their confidence and feeling good about what they're wearing and having the opportunity to be a child, to be a kid, to have fun, to enjoy. Like that isn't important. It's teaching them the wrong things, really. And it makes me feel bad for my young mom self, for my oldest daughter. I feel bad because I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I always made you like have your hair perfect and whatever. Like you just don't know what you don't know when you're young. You don't realize these things. And so having kids spread so far apart in age, I am a much better mom in some respects with Abby, because I realize that time goes by fast and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you take them to Walmart and they're wearing a Little Mermaid costume. Like who cares? Let them feel good and let them be happy and let them enjoy life and quit worrying about like what everybody thinks and what everybody else wants. Like they have the rest of their lives to deal with that. And building that confidence now at this young age is super important. So I think my oldest is just such a compliant child that she would what? I know.
That where it says your.
No, you can't wear it to school. Go to the store. Yeah, I'm sure. But what was it?
Yes.
Oh, my oldest, she's just, and those of you that have multiple kids, like you'll probably get this, right? You have one that is like super, like does everything they're supposed to, follows in between the lines, is just easy to manage. And then you have the one that is insanely hard to manage. You just kind of give up on some of your controlling, like little things, you pick your battles, right? And then, so that's what my first was like, super compliant, would let me do things. So I was picking out her clothes in the 4th grade, like, okay, here, this is your outfit for the day. Not even thinking about like, and she'd just be like, okay, not even thinking about like how, like, it was, please be still, how it was kind of creating somebody who was uncomfortable making their own decisions because somebody else made all their decisions for them. So if you have a kid, let them, okay, why don't you go play? Let them make their own, hey, I'm telling you, go play. Let them make their mistakes, let them make their decisions, let them fail, let them, like, it's such an important developmental thing to do. Even though it's easier to make all the decisions for them, they have to learn how to manage that. So my second came along and she was, much more defiant and much more opinionated and fought me on things like, clothing choices at age 3, like, no, I don't want to worry about that, And so you would just be like, okay, fine, just wear whatever, let's go. And so that kind of like forced me out of that. It forced me to not be so like controlling with stuff like that and just let it go. Like, it's fine, let it go. And so that gave me a good lesson. And then Abby's just kind of in between the two. Like, she's pretty compliant, but she's got a little streak of, independence to her. So, you just learn as you get older. You learn so much more about life. But you're also very tired. You're a very tired mom as you're older, and you have a little less patience for things like this. So that's the difference between a young mom and an old mom. So, okay, why don't you hop down because you're bumping my table and I'm about to get off of here. So go on, Toodles. Run along. No, I didn't ask you. It's not a let's make a deal. Okay. Yeah, you'll let things go a lot more because you're just like, I'm just tired. So yeah, that's where we are. There's good and bad. Like, I'm not trying to advocate you should have kids when you're older or younger. I think they all have their good and bad, not good ups and downs, positives and negatives, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to run into the side of this envelope here. So I'm just going to go really slow. Oh, I emailed Glenda this morning to tell her her package was coming today. I don't like to do like G's are another thing. Like, if I'm being super fancy, like doing a capital G is fun. Like, I kind of do them like that. But most of the time I'll just do a G like that. Or sometimes I'll do like a lowercase shaped G and just make it bigger. Sadie says, love and logic, bank the learning of making choices. Yes, from a mom of 4, Nana of 2, and former teacher. Love this chat for my first time joining you. Oh, good. Yeah, you just, it's funny how you just see things out with the stick. Go on, go play. She just comes in here with the stick. Having my kids so far apart in age, it was a good, because the first two were 9 years apart. I just, accidentally started early, wasn't intending on it. I don't want to get mad at you on camera. And then got remarried, had Abby. So the first two were 9 years apart. The second two were 12 years apart. The first and the third are 21 years apart. It is what it is. So it gives you a really good perspective, because you've already raised one child from beginning to, I would say, just end into adulthood, and so you can see the product of your raising. Now, all three, or my two oldest ones, Abby's obviously little. Who knows about her yet? But my older two are both great kids. But you see just little things like, okay, I could have done that better. I think as parents, a lot of times we try to give our kids what we felt like we wanted when we were growing up. And then as you get into parenthood, you realize, oh, okay, that's why my parents did things the way they did. And we're all just different, and there's good and bad. And, balance is the key to anything, right? Like, nothing is good in excess, period, end of story. That's just like nothing is. Like, everything is about balance. My computer cord came unplugged and it just said low battery, so hopefully we don't lose power. Everything's about balance. So, too much love and coddling is not good. Too much discipline and not any love and coddling is not good. Like, neither one is good. So you kind of see the results of certain things that you did as a parent early on. And so with my oldest daughter, she is really, I don't want to feel like I'm like calling her out or anything. Like, she's the best kid. Like, she was the easiest, like, dreamboat of a child. But she is very anxious. And so she would be very anxious to make decisions because she didn't want to make the wrong decisions. Abby is very, very similar. And so I would just make them for her, right? Like, not thinking about like the long-term, like the end result, like what's coming out on the other end. And my husband is actually he is home with me and works with me now, but he was a special ed teacher, and he has his master's in education. So, and he was a football coach. So he understands kids really, really well. And he said to me once, like, so my oldest was in college and calling me to ask me like my advice on something. And he was like, you've got to let her, you need to tell her that she needs to make that decision herself. Like, you've got to let her make these decisions. And I'm like, well, I mean, she's just needed my advice or whatever. And he's like, no, like, you've always made every decision for her. So now she does not know how to do it herself. And I was like, I think it was just such an eye-opening statement for me, because I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Like, that is why, like she does this. I got to read. Nancy said, I placed an order for a handwriting package on July 19th and still haven't received it. Can I get, you're in here, Nancy. You are in here. I'm going to do yours really fast so you can see. Nancy, I had a couple of reels go viral, and I got a flood of workbook orders, like within like a 2-week period of time, really within a 1-week period of time. And I was not prepared for it. And so I have been working so hard, and I've had to like make several Amazon orders, like to get more supplies. And so that is why it's so delayed. And I'm so sorry. I normally am not this far behind. There you are right here, Nancy. I'm normally not this far behind, but that's why. it just like, I wasn't expecting it. I've had these workbooks on my site for a long time. And then all of a sudden it's like, bam, you have 70 orders of workbooks. And then the next day, bam, you like, and I was like, oh, what's happening? You know, online, on the online. So it is shipping out today. I have your postage label already done. Shopify should have sent you a tracking number. Today, like an email tracking number. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. Let's see. So I'm sorry, Nancy. I promise you it's coming. That's why I'm doing these today. I'm like, I got to get these out, and y'all are going to have to work with me today instead of a lesson. We are working. So anyway, it was really eye-opening for me. I was like, he's so right. That is why, like, so you have a child who's anxious, and I've learned so much about anxiety and how to deal with things and all this through being a mom. But you feel like the answer is, there you go, Nancy. It's headed your way very, very soon. Today, I mean. You feel like the answer is to help them, right? Like to help them to make the decisions for them, right? So that they don't have to feel worried or anxious about it. But really, the answer is to help talk them through making the decision themselves. So, it teaches you a lot. So had I done that, but I didn't know, like when you're a first time parent, you don't know what you don't know. Like, that's why it's really nice to have good, great grandparents involved that can kind of be that like voice of reason, that sounding board for where you're just inexperienced in life, like it's no knock at anybody. It's just the way it is. Like we all have to go through a journey, and we all learn and figure out what is important in the end. But you can't, it's hard to just know all that without experiencing it. So anyway, it's made me a better mom for the other two. Where Ashton was she was my experiment, I'm just kidding. But you just don't know certain things, and you can't always see 5 steps ahead of you, right? Like you don't know. You think you're doing the right thing a lot of times, but it may not be the right thing. Mindy's name is going to go over here. And that's just, that's why it's important to have good sounding boards in your life that can, kind of give you some advice and give you ideas, like you realize you'll think, oh, so-and-so is so strict and they're just so strict on their kids, and, you don't have to be that, whatever. And then you realize, oh, okay, well, they're strict because that's what works, like, I'm not saying like there's, again, balance. There's balance. But like, okay, so we're not, like that doesn't all, it works on some kids, like on some kids that are super compliant. You don't have to really do a whole lot. But some kids like that it's not going to work. That is not going to work. Like, being strict and giving them strict boundaries and them knowing what to expect from you. Like that, there's a reason for certain things like that. And that's because it works. It works. Tammy, me and my brother are 5.5 years apart. Brother is 8 and 10 years apart. Yeah, like it's funny, you know, I never thought that like my first two, having two like 9 years apart they would fight. I'm trying to prevent this from being on the side because it keeps messing me up. They fought, and now they're friends, and they hang out, and it's really cool to see. Poor Abby, she's just a little. There'll probably be more mom figures to her, but it is what it is. I would say poor Abby, but she's got a pretty good life, so it is what it is. And it's crazy. It's also crazy how you can have two kids that are so completely different. I need to do the U over here because this keeps getting in the way of the name. Having two kids that are so completely different. Do you all have that? Like, they're raised by the same parents, they're raised in the same way, and they are not the same. And you have to like discipline them different, parent them different, and they're like, you always let her do this, and it's like, yeah, because like I knew she was not going to cross a certain boundary or a certain line. Like I knew, like she wasn't going to do something she wasn't supposed to. I don't know that with you, so that's how I feel like it was with my first two. Like my first one didn't have a curfew because she never crossed the line, not cross the line, but she never rode the line, you know, like she was always like worried about getting in trouble and didn't want to do anything, you know, to get in trouble. So I knew like I don't need to give her a curfew because she's going to do what she's supposed to. But then the second one is like, yeah, you got to have a curfew because if I can't do that with you, you will take advantage of that. You know, just parenting is a very humbling experience. Very humbling. I always like to joke and say that when I had my first, she was, you know, my easy, compliant kid. And so I was always like, oh, well, you know, you just tell them that's what's for dinner. And if they don't like it, then they can just not, you know, that's all there is. They can just not eat. You know, you think, you know, like it's kind of like when you're not a parent and you just think you know everything and you're just like, oh no, I would never do that with my kid. And then you're just like in the throes of parenthood and you're like, just do whatever, I don't care. Like, just give me 5 minutes of peace. You know, it's like that. But I've like thought I knew everything. And so because she was easy. And so it was easy to like keep her in line. And then my second one came along and I was like, oh, she'll starve herself for 3 days before she's going to eat that hot dog. Like she will not eat it. So it's very humbling because you're like, okay, I don't know everything. And, you know, I feel like there's just a, you know, you never know what parents are going through until you have walked a mile in their shoes with their child. Like, you know, like be easy on the judgment because, you know, when it's easy to say what you would do and what you wouldn't do, but, you know, you don't have their life experience. You don't have their situation. Like everything is different for everybody. So I try not to say anything because you do not know what they are having to deal with. It's like when you hear the kids screaming in the store and you're like, used to, before you were a parent, you'd be like, oh, you know, that, or like a child screaming in the store and like the mom's getting onto the child and you're like, oh, that poor kid. That mom's so mean to that kid. Bye, Deb. Thanks for coming. Oh, stay safe in the storm. You're like, oh, like your first initial reaction is that poor kid, you know, and then after you've been a parent for a while, you're like, that poor mom. You know, you just learn. You learn a lot about life. As you get older, you get a lot more wise to what is important in life. And it's definitely not the things that you probably thought were important when you were younger, but it's supposed to be like that, right? Like if you were so wise when you were younger, then you just wouldn't, your journey would be different. It's just the way God intended it to be. Okay, I'm probably going to have to just get off here as I will talk y'all's ears off all day long. And y'all are probably like tired of watching me let her thank you and happy meal. But I enjoyed you guys hanging out with me. And I'm going to finish lettering the rest of these. I'm going to take them to the post office today. I am still printing out tons of workbooks because I still have lots of orders, which is amazing. I'll keep them coming. I'm going to be working on some second workbooks soon. Some like workbooks with my kind of funkier handwriting, the mixed font sort of handwriting. I'm going to do some workbooks for that coming up when I can get everything together for those. And then what else? If you're in the Happy Lettering Club, which is my lettering membership club, be on the lookout for your for your downloads that I'll be emailing to you today. Those are coming today too. What else is on my agenda for today? I think just those two things. That's going to keep me busy. Oh, and in the Happy Lettering Club, we do have a meeting tonight, a class, well, Q&A tonight in the group. So if you're in my club, 7 o'clock tonight on Facebook. If you're not and you would like to learn and get weekly lettering lessons with me, happyletteringclub.com. We would love to have you in that group. So anyway, I will see you guys next Tuesday. At some point, I'm going to change the time so it's not 10 a.m. I might push it a little bit later coming up once school gets started. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. As always, I love chatting with all of you, and have a great Tuesday.